Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday Throwdown. As advertised, as promoted, we are coming, you guys, this week live on the YouTube channel, as always, I'm joined here with my partner, the co host, ladies and gentlemen, Giant 918.
www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Guys, we're over here tonight live. We're doing a test run tonight. Want to make sure everything's going. Want to make sure everything goes without issue over here. So there are times that we primarily, we pre-record the shows, but we don't give a damn tonight. We're back, and we got lots of things to go over as well today. My co-host and cohort Jim Flanagan, he ended up posting the topics on here, and of course, the usual suspects got something to say as usual, Flanny. But what else is there? We're here to give you the best analysis and news that's out there within the league. Shout out to JT. A shout out to the defending champions in the ACFL South as well, the Jokers, but they are not with us this season, Flanny. How much easier is it for the rest of the teams that are here in the ACFL South?
I don't know about easier. There's actually quite a couple new teams on there. One actually even added on this week. The total of 7 teams here in the fall. And Johnny, man, it's great to be back. It's great to be back. It's the fall here. And listen, when it comes to sports, I don't care. It's not basketball. It's not baseball. And sure, so ain't hockey, Giant. When it comes to fall, there's only one sport that's important, man, and that's football. And that's where it's at. Fall 2018 ACFL South just kicked off this Sunday, Giant. We got recaps on those games. We got a lot of topics, a lot of news, a lot of stuff going around, our predictions for week 2 as well. We're going to try to cover all that. And as I mentioned early on the show here, we are live. That's right. It's live on the YouTube channel. So whoever's watching now, if you guys are able to catch this show live right now on the YouTube, there is a live chat on the YouTube page there where if you got any comments, you want to post any type of shout out or you have any questions, I'll be taking those throughout the show there. So I'll be monitoring the chat because, we are here live, 9:30 Eastern. And we're also going to get through a lot of the topics there, a lot of the teams we want to discuss. I'm ready to go in, man. What about you?
I'm ready. We could go through the topics in sequential order, and the first topic on the board is absolutely essential, and that's because we're going to go over the game, the Six versus the Warriors, and the final score was 27-0 to Six. And I don't want to take away anything from the Six, but the Warriors, how many players ended up showing for the Warriors, and are they already in panic mode? Week 1, Flanny, what do you got on this story?
How's this number, Giant? I think like 4 guys showed up for their Warriors. They played 6-on-5 the entire game. And, when you're down 6-on-5, I don't care how good you are, you're already crippled as it is to start the game. And on opening day, now I know the weather was bad, it rained, but this is football, Giant. This football season here, so you got to expect that. So I don't know if that had to do anything with the Warriors, but man, Danny boy, man, Dan, if you're listening, you got to do something, bro, because, 5 guys ain't going to cut it, especially against this 16, which we're going to talk about later on the show, Giant. They've improved. They've improved since we seen them last spring, and I think for the better. But as far as the Warriors go, man, here's a team that had some surprising wins in the spring. They made a good run. They actually made it to the semifinals where they were knocked out there by the Jokers. But start the season here in the fall, not looking good. Dan's got to do something. He's got to pick up some guys, look around, maybe combine with a team of players. There is some key guys in the free agency list, which I'm going to go over later on as well. So I hope he's listening on here, and I hope it was just week 1. Maybe the weather had a lot to do with it, but 5
Yeah, if
guys.
they know the rules, guys play in inclement weather. I mean, there's the winter league as well,
Yeah.
Lanny. So, guys play. No, not that much leagues play, and not that much teams play in the winter, but they sure as hell end up still having a season.
Hey, Jim Flanagan was out there for all 3 games this Sunday, Giant.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so, and this was a 11:45 game, so it wasn't like a 8:30 game. No, it's 11:45. So no excuse. These guys should have been out there. Everybody knew the schedule. JT posted that early in the week, and unfortunately, Warriors did not show up. Hopefully, they got a better showing in week 2.
Yeah, and on top of that, from this game, which is being an absolute blowout, Phil on the touchdown receptions and one INT on defense, absolutely tremendous. And I mean, he's just too hot to handle. But when you're down a player, is anybody even
Yeah,
shadowing him at all? I
yeah.
mean, did they even have a chance?
He had a phenomenal game, but Giant, I'm not too sold just yet. I mean,
Right, it
six
is
six
week
against
one. I
five.
agree.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
even though they did put up some great numbers on there, but still, man, no excuse for the Warriors week 1 though.
Yeah, yeah, and Mags over here, another honorary member of the Players of the Week. Once again, as you mentioned previously, Jim, is the fact that they were playing against a team with one less player. 11 of 23, 48% completion percentage, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 quarterback interception. So shout out to Phil and Mags from the
Well,
six.
if you want to discuss about the six, we could get into it there, man. I mean, the six had a great spring season. I
Yeah.
mean, they finished the season not with a good record, but they made a great playoff run. There were maybe a play or two. Some people may even say they got robbed in that semifinal game, but they made a great run. And then coming out here, I think with redemption here this season, and they did what they needed. They got a quarterback. They got a quarterback. Not only just any quarterback. They picked up a great veteran that's been in the sport. He's played in multiple leagues, multiple teams here. I mean, this guy know what he's doing out there. He might not have the best cannon out there, but he's almost like Kevin on the XYF. I mean, he's not going to make much mistakes. He knows how to manage the clock, how to manage the field, where he is on the field, at all times. So, and you need that kind of guy, And I think this only improved the sixth team, even though they were without one of their key playmakers in Nelson. I've heard a couple things where the guy moved. I think he lives in like Queen, New York now. And Giant, I know how it is coming over that bridge. The travel there to get to these games.
It's
Um,
got to be like 2 hours. It's got to be over 2 hours.
so he wasn't there, but even
Yeah.
without him, I think they're a better team here with Max at the helm there. They got a quarterback, they got some solid receivers, and I think we're finally gonna see just how good the sixth team is.
Yeah, we'll see. I just got breaking news to all the people who live in New York State. I just got a notification on my phone as I was talking to you, and since we're live, Jim Flanagan, that Cuomo is projected to win the New York primary. So congrats to Governor Cuomo of the state of New York. Whoever lives there, congratulations, Governor Cuomo. I
There you
love
go.
those pictures on the new Tappan Zee Bridge too, man.
There you go.
Great photo ops, man, when they open that shit.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, guys. So the next game we got over here, man. Let's go to the next topic, actually, Flanny. Let's go over the Wolverines and the Field Mob, and this was another blowout. And you know what, Field Mob? Final score of this game is 22-6. Field Mob, they might want to add another word to that team to call them the Field Mob Assassins because they thoroughly destroyed the Wolverines, who looks like they didn't even have a shot. Now the question is, do the Wolverines have a quarterback, Jim?
I don't think they. I don't think they do. I don't think after week 1, man. I mean, there's a team. They tried not one, not two, 3 quarterbacks in just the first half. I know their guy's injured. I know their guy got hurt last spring. You know, their main quarterback, and so they're trying different. But when you're swapping out three quarterbacks, I think even they brought a fourth one in the second half. You know, that's not gonna cut it. That just shows you don't know who's quarterback, and I don't think they know. I don't think the
Right.
team knows itself. You know, they got some great playmakers on this team. This team's got talent on here, but if you don't got the quarterback that could give them the ball, Giant, it does not matter. And for the Wolverines, I don't know how long this quarterback's out on the IR, whether he's coming back soon or not. But if he's not, they got to look for someone. They got to look around, try to get another quarterback on here because they desperately need it here. They needed it on Sunday. Unfortunately, they did not. And, you know, only 6 points against the field mob team. And quarterback had a lot to do there for the Wolverines.
Okay, so with that being said, uh, does Field Mob are they going to steal the are they going to roll the competition or what? Are they just going to steamroll the competition this season or what? I personally think it's too early to tell. Too early in the season. I think week number 2 you got a better idea of how it's going to be panning out. Unfortunately, you know, two of these games were big blowouts, man. So we need to see.
Well, if we go by the preseason rankings, Giant,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have got Field Mob as the number one team here coming into the fall. I mean, you look at this team, you look at the talent on this team. I mean, from Ray, Megatron, you got X on there. You got a lot of guys from the old Madden team, you know, like Jay.
Oh
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
you got Matt Jones on there. So they combined. You know, they did the smart thing here, which hopefully maybe Dan's listening. You know, maybe he could try to do something like this where they combined both of the teams there, and they got a solid front there. The only thing that worried me about here, I was expecting Field Mob to have a much better blowout than this. You know, they gave up 6 points to the Wolverines on here. I thought they should have shut them out. But also, the game was close. It was like 8-6 at halftime, you know, until Field Mob started rolling in the second half. Cam threw like 3 picks in this game. And, that kind of worries me on there for Field Mob. They did get the win there, but I don't expect Cam to throw 3 picks each game, you know. So maybe it was just a bad game. The weather could
Shaking
have
the rust off. Shaking the rust off. That's
done
all.
something, but you know, and that's the reason I think why. But you also got to give the Wolverines defense credit here. Those guys played strong throughout the whole game, regardless, you know, how poor that offense was. The defense still played strong. So, you know, I got to give credit some there to the Wolverines, especially number 15, who had 2 picks in that game. But yeah, I mean, Phil Bob's got the talent out there, and they're projected as the number one team here, especially with the Jokers not in the full season. But we'll see what happens, what transpires. I don't know if everybody there for Field Mob was there for week 1, but the guys that were, I couldn't, I don't see much holes in this team, Giant.
Yeah, yeah. And it seems like that they are a complete team. Maybe Field Mob just shaking off the rust, man. But yeah, if there's a free agent quarterback that's available, maybe the Wolverines want to look into that. You know, if
Well,
you're saying they went through 3 quarterbacks and they still laid an egg like that, that's very concerning. They're already panicking over here. They can't even field a quarterback that's competent. Can Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills come down to Rahway one of these days before the game?
who
Maybe
knows?
on a bye week.
Listen, Wolverines used to have a quarterback. Even if they had, what was the guy's name? If they threw in this guy Rob back in the day. But what I heard, Giant, the guy's freaking playing co-ed football. If I'm correct, and I don't understand that. I don't understand the logic there. But if he is, that's pretty crappy, you know. The guy's injured, the guy who they had, and but I heard on the free agents
Does he
list
wear a tutu or a leotard while he plays the co-ed football?
something like that. So maybe it just got too tough.
Wow.
Who knows, man? But I mean, I know Andy could definitely use some, even a guy like that, you know. But I don't know. I mean, hey, look, Field Mob took some old Madden guys on there, and I heard, you know, well, the old Madden quarterback that played in spring is not playing. I don't know if he's still available. One guy who I think is that tried to put a team together but did not. TJ of the Rebels, I heard may be interested in playing. So any team, I think, such as we mentioned the Warriors, even the Wolverines on here, looking to pick up a quarterback. Some guys might not like the guy, maybe not like his style, but he is pretty damn good back there. And he also, I think, comes with a couple of the Rebel guys. So you could pick up or scoop up a couple guys just that. And I think that really could change a team if somebody did jump on that. Also, the Jokers. I heard the Jokers, were interested. They couldn't get enough of the guys. I know travel, a lot of the guys where they live becomes a problem as well. And also because of the fall. But some guys were interested in joining fall. Maybe some guys could even pick up some guys from that team. Some players, any guy from that team, would be a solid
Sure.
pickup. So,
Oh, absolutely. That team was incredible. All right, let's move on to the next topic over here, and it's a classic opening game between 10-yard fight and the replacements. Final score: 10-yard fight 20, replacements 14. And not only that, but one of the players of the week. Shout out to Kevin for 10-yard fight. 14 completions out of 24 attempts, 58% completion percentage, and 3 touchdown passes. Flanny, what else you got on this game?
This was a great game. This is a phenomenal game, especially to open up the season on here. Great matchup to start things off. A team that made it to the finals in the spring, and against a team we haven't seen in a while here, at least a year. But there's a team that's been in championships, has won titles before, so made for a classic game. Great matchup there. If you guys didn't check it out, I did post the game up on YouTube as well as the other two games, so you guys could check that out. It's a great game to watch. I mean, it was back and forth, close throughout the entire game. It was a back and forth game. Came down, in the second half, 10-yard fight did take a 7-point lead. Questionable call there. They did go for the one instead of the two to put them up by 8. They did convert, but I think they could have put the game away. But again, 10-yard fight does not always those type of risk takers. But what happened after that? They kicked the ball out of bounds. They allowed the replacements to come back into it. I really thought when the replacements got that touchdown, converted it on the 2 to tie the game, they had the momentum going, but came up clutch time there, and Kevin answered for 10-yard fight when they needed him. He put up the points. He got the game-winning touchdown with like seconds to go, and they won by 6. But I think the game could have went either way. Replacements had a couple key drops on there that they could have converted, I thought. And surprisingly, they punted the ball a couple times in this game. Replacements, a team that's known for usually going for it always on fourth down, even in their own zone. I think they punted 2 or 3 times at least in this game, which was surprising. But, we play a team like 10-yard fight, you do play field position game. And the chess match there won by 10-yard fight. And they start off the season again. Great, Giant. Just like last season, they started off winning one streak. Here they go, 1-0 again.
Yeah, so fantastic game. Congrats to 10-yard fight on the win in the season opener. Now, Jim, you had already mentioned some of the free agency names as well. You mentioned the teams. You said the strategy used before, a couple of guys combining to create a team. And at this point, the Warriors are going to have to pick somebody up if Danny Boy can't field the team. Very concerning, and as well. So, do you have any more specific names to add to that list, Jim?
I'm sure there might be. They may want to contact JT. Maybe there's some other free agents out there, but those that I mentioned previously, I know those definitely, and all are great pickups. I think in this league. So. But unless it was week 1 there for the Warriors, who knows? Maybe they come up with like 20 guys this week. They do that. It's something that they do. That's we've seen that last season as well. So I'm hoping that's the case. If not, yeah, he's got to go to the drawing board, pick somebody up, man. Because getting shut out with only 5 guys, not only are you 0-1, you're scoreless. When you're scoreless, that's trouble. In a game like this where it's offensive type of style of game, you got to put up points, no
No
question.
question. No question. Okay, so we got a new team. It was just added after week number 1. Name of the team is Ozone.
Yeah.
What kind of scoop do you have on this team? Do you have any kind of field reports on Ozone at all?
Well, it's out, man. It's out already. If you guys checked out the schedule, you guys would know. It's a 7 team added to the ACFL South, and I think this adds in a lot of competition now into the league. Here's a team in the Ozone. Now, a lot of the guys on this team have played in the ACFL South in the past. And this is a team that won the touch division last fall in the ACFL North. When they had a touch division, what they did do, Giant, they wiped out the competition there. They took out the Slugs. They took out the Bucks on there.
Wow.
They are the champs now, and now they're coming to the ACFL South. I don't know how many guys of that championship team is going to be playing,
Right.
but it is the Ozone on here. 17, they debuted here this week number 2. I can't wait to see that. I'm pretty sure guys like Sonny will be there. I forget the other dude's name, but these guys are the real deal, and it's gonna be great to see because it's almost like a dream matchup now on here because you're taking the best from one of the leagues, you're bringing it into the South where they're competing against all these teams here, where the touch is very popular on here, very competitive. And I mean, look at it now. I mean, you got 10-yard fight who were in the finals last season in the spring. They got a solid team. They picked up a great defensive back there as well to make their team better. We talked about the Six, how good they were. They've only got better with getting that quarterback. Replacements team that you can never count out. Those guys got a lot of talent. Mentioned Field Mob, how dominant they are. Now you add in this Ozone team there. And who knows if the Warriors, Wolverines, pick up some of these free agents. I mean, this might be one of the most competitive seasons here yet, in this fall. And it's a wild card team matchup, man. I mean, I like it. I love it, man.
Now, question: is there going to be 2 buys because of this, or no? Or just
Well,
1?
basically, what happens now? So yeah, you get a
So
buy. You only get one buy. I think it's only
yeah.
one buy. Each team gets a buy now. A 10-yard fight with the buy this week.
Okay,
And
so 7 weeks. All right.
so
So
pretty much
7 weeks.
Ozone had like a buy the first week because they didn't play.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it does work its way out on there, and it's gonna be interesting to say because a lot of guys, a lot of times, when the ACFL South was big, man, when it was everybody wondered like what if we took the best from ACFL North and we matched it up with the South, where we're gonna get those type of matchups now. You know what I mean? We got a team that won the fall last year, and after they won the full, Giant, there hasn't been a touch over there since. They wiped out the competition there. The Slugs ain't showing up no more. 18, the Bucks, but the Ozone is, man. The Ozone is. They're coming to the South here, and I'll be filming that game for sure, man. I mean, I'm getting that game there. I'm interested to see what players are going to be on there. Whether how many of those guys from that championship team will be in there. Or are we gonna get like a version 2? So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's definitely a X factor now on here. Where a lot of guys were talking about Field Mob possibly dominating the competition. I don't know much so now, especially week 1 showing there. I was not too impressed with the Mob team on their performance. We'll see how week 2 fares off.
Yeah, and it's not only that, but we call it ACFL South. But it's man, Jesus Christ! Joe Flacco just threw another pick. I mean, we call this now ACFL South, but it's really Central Jersey, so it's in Rahway. So ACFL North, they're used to playing in Hackensack or Bloomfield or something like that. Guys, it's a half hour away. So I don't want to hear it. It's ACFL South, but there's really Central Jersey. So it sounds very exciting, and the potential is there. And it's not only that, but you see that you said the 2-hand touch is God from ACFL North. So what needs to happen for the league for the league to get new teams? This is the big question. JT has done a fantastic job. I've spoken with him before regarding on these teams based on how to recruit other teams and stuff like that. But there's other ways as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Flanny, so ACFL, they post on Twitter and stuff. Not a lot of activity on Twitter. Post on Facebook, not a lot of activity on Facebook too. The media is there too. We guys give you the best friggin' media that's out there, hands down. I mean, no other league is close out there, man. You got a weekly show over here with me and Jim Flanagan as well. So this is where it's at, guys. I don't care what anybody says. They are fake news. You know, no, they're not fake news. They are very fake news, okay? Because ACFL South, ACFL football, this is where it's at, Flanny.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough question, John. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's multiple variables that go into this. Number one, JT has done a phenomenal job to start things off. I mean, he took a league that was pretty much buried, done, folded, and it's real tough, real hard to bring this back up, which he has done. He has done so. Number one, he has secured the fields. That's one of the key things that you need to do, and he's done that. Because you don't have the fields, you don't have a league on there, and especially by travel and where these teams are. So that was a key component, which he did. Plus, he's gotten all the core teams, the main teams on here that have played. Pretty much has got them all, and it's about how do you get these new teams, how do you get these new players into the league. You know what I mean? Because you need that. You need that. It goes with any league. You know what I mean? You want new competition. You want new teams out there, new players, new free agents out there. It's got to happen. For a league to grow, for a league to continue. On here, and I mean, what is it? I mean, it could be a couple things. I mean, you interviewed Joker's quarterback Omar after the championship, and he's talking about it's a different generation. Here guys are on like Fortnite and stuff. They're not playing. So how do you get these guys out there? I mean, what's got to happen? I mean, I'll tell you straight out. I mean, there's some stuff I like, some I don't. Number one, I mean, I think the site could be a lot better. You know what I mean? I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you take a site that was produced years ago, has not changed. Maybe it's time for a change on that. It's a new time here. A lot of these sites are now mobile friendly and stuff, so maybe they gotta reamp that. You know what I mean? You mentioned social media. That's gotta definitely be out there. When people's gotta follow, they gotta know there is a Twitter account, there is a Facebook account, and it's not just for media itself. I mean, we post the schedules when those go up, when there's events, when there's tournaments and stuff. So you get those type of notifications as well. But it's guys to be able to follow, to like those, to retweet those on there, and that really helps get the league out because I think social media is a big part,
Right.
media itself as well, with the whole media thing. But yeah, I mean, I would like to hear other guys from the league as well. If you watch the video here, place a comment, on there on the bottom of the video there, and let us know what you guys say. I mean, is it does the game gotta change? Do they gotta do more? Maybe going to the flag, or do they gotta change the style of gameplay as far as maybe having guys be able to press up online? Maybe it's got to be a more defensive game than it's too much of an offensive game.
Yeah.
As well. Do they got to bring like a B division, A and B? Years ago there was uh, B divisions, A divisions, and maybe some of these new teams need that. Instead of going in there and getting destroyed week in and week out, maybe you got to have an A and B. So I mean, Giant, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you think. I mean, I would like to get other inputs as well in the league. Would be great. So
Yeah. All right, so we'll
and
see. And we appreciate the comments and stuff like that too, except from the usual suspect. Frankly, I don't give a shit what he says, but
I will give a shout out though in the chat there to Big Al, man. Big Al, shout out of XYF there, man. Checking in, man. Always good to
shout
hear
out
from the
Big
guy.
Al. Yeah, very cool dude. Fantastic interview from the spring championship as well. I don't know if he had his baby yet, but congrats, Big Al, if you did indeed have your baby.
You had a great game week one, man. It was a questionable right on the line catch there, man. Whether it was in or out, but he was maybe an inch short. But hey, 10-yard fight still ended up with the win, though.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's go over our predictions for week number 2, and we got 3 games lined up. 10-yard fight has the bye, so Big Al, Big G, Kevin, the rest of the crew over there at 10-yard fight, they could take naps and sleep in late, or they could go to church, and they could go to church like I do as well,
Oh
and
man.
repent for their sins and such.
Oh, he said yesterday in the chat there. So so it kind of actually works out for him because they get that week bye, man. This week. So
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
fantastic. All right, so first game of the week is the replacements versus the Wolverines, and I mean the Wolverines they need a quarterback desperately, and without a quarterback that they can confirm that's capable of getting the ball to their talented receivers, there's no way I could pick against the replacements. I got the replacements winning this game 20-7, Flanny.
I gotta agree with you there. I'm taking replacements as well. Week two, I think they rebound here after that week one tough loss in week one. And Henry's still out there. Henry's he did great, man. He faced a great defense there week one, but like you mentioned, Wolverines, if they still don't got the quarterback, they ain't winning this game. So if they do, this might be a competitive game. This could go either way, but I'm going with replacements now. A lot of talent on that team. I think because of the absence there on the team, maybe they had to shrug off some of that rust out. I think maybe it's out now. So because they did play better in that second half. Mike had a phenomenal game out there. He's still, I mean, the guy's still great. Even with the age, with the times on here. So, but yeah, I go with the replacement, the veteran team taking this one, Giant.
All right, so we got the new one, the new team, Ozone, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time, second game of the day, Ozone versus the Warriors. And I mean, once again, you're suggesting that you know for sure the guys who have the competition in ACFL North, Ozone for sure. Some of those guys from ACFL North are indeed coming to ACFL South as well. And the Warriors can't even field the friggin' team. I think it's going to be an absolute blowout in this game. 35-7, the final. Ozone will rape with a unlubed pine cone the Warriors in this matchup over here, Jim.
Giant, I think that's very generous of you giving them even 7 points in this game. After that shutout loss week one. But yeah, I mean, Ozone's gonna come in here. Listen, from what I heard, I heard this team is ready. It's gonna be interesting to see what players they bring on here. But if it's a lot of from that championship team, they should win this game on here, no doubt. And I agree with you there. Ozone taking this one easy.
All right, and the final game of the morning, 11:45.
Probably game of the
This
week,
is
man. Here, this
it
one.
should be presumably should be on paper. This should be the game of the week. So shout out to JT for scheduling it like this. Is Field Mob Assassins versus the Six. I think this is going to be a tight game, but I think in the end that the Field Mob Assassins are going to squeak this one out. Final score is going to be 21-20 is the final. Field Mob Assassins will win. Jim, what do you have on this?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Field Mob's got great talent. I mean, these guys, like I mentioned before, there's really not much holes in this team. The only thing that really worried me was Cam throwing those 3 interceptions in week one. I don't think that happens again. But listen, the Six got better. The Six got better, and here's a team I think that's looking for redemption after that semifinals loss last
Yeah,
season.
yeah.
And I'm looking forward for that matchup when they play the 10-yard fight later on this season because that's going to be an interesting matchup. They got a quarterback now, and I heard that Nelson actually may be there for this game. So he
Wow.
actually may be there for this game. And if he
That's
does, I think
fantastic
that
news.
adds in a lot here that could really change the dynamic here. I think it's going to be a close game too, man. This is definitely going to be a close game. It could go either way. But I gotta agree to. I gotta take the field mob still in this game, just because the amount of talent on that team, and who knows, maybe I think they might have even been missing some guys in that week one, but the six, look, I wouldn't be surprised if six came out and win this game here this week. That's how good this team has improved, has added a couple key guys, key components to this team. And when Max at quarterback there, he's not going to make mistakes. You're definitely not going to see the mistakes that you saw when they played last week. But this week, yeah, the sixth field mob. This should be interesting. Giant, I'll tell you one thing for sure, man. It ain't gonna be like the NFL, the Browns or Steelers. There ain't no draws in the ACFL South, Giant. Someone's gonna win. Someone's going 2-0. The other one's going 1-1. But I gotta take field mob. Hey, just in the chat there, Nelson checking in, man. Shout out to Nelson. He will be there for this game. So
this could be a game changer, but like you said, there's a lot of talent on field mob, so I'll reserve it. We will definitely we're gonna eat our own shit if the six ends up eating it.
And I said it was Queens, John. Long Island, actually. He's coming from Long Island.
That's even worse. Oh my god.
Oh,
a lot worse. Oh my god.
Hey, but at least it's a 11:45 game, so he's got some time to get there. But hey, man, Nelson's gonna be down there. Jim Flanagan's gonna be down there. I'll be filming. I'll try to get all three this week once again, man. On that film coverage for all three. I definitely want to check out the Ozone team. See what they've got, and that last matchup there should be tremendous. Here week two, we already had a great matchup week one. XYF with replacements. Now we got another one here, Field Mob. And I think that's how the season's going to go here in ACFL South. There's a lot of talents here on all the teams. A lot of teams have, picked up some missing parts, missing components to their teams, and I don't think it's going to be as easy as some people planned when the season started, that the Field Mob was going to steamroll through the competition. I think there's a lot of talent, a lot of competitive teams on here, and we're going to see. We may get an upset right away here in week two.
All right, so that's all we got for tonight. You got anything else on your plate, Jim?
No, just I want to shout out the guys checking in, checking us here live. We're going to try to do this again next week. If you guys like the live broadcast as opposed to the recordings, because we want to get some inputs, get some guys, comments as well, what they think, maybe even bringing somebody in the show on here with us, as a guest host. So that's always available option on that as well.
Yeah, if they're not playing Fortnite.
We're testing some things out as well, what I mean? And you ain't got to drive from Long Island, so you could be wherever, it's connected through the internet, which is great. Technology these days is phenomenal. And that's what we like to bring here on the Throwdown show. It's, uncut, uncensored, man, live coming to you guys. And, we'll let you guys know how it is. So,
Yeah.
That's the way the Throwdown's going to be. And, expect future film videos as always, media here in the ACFL South coming to you guys. So I'll see you guys next week. Giants, been a pleasure, man. Thanks for joining in. And
all right, make sure you guys continue to check us out, www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Jim Flanagan, Giant918, signing out. Have a good night, everybody.